And now on our second topic of discussion today, we will now talk about the Flyweight division and how it is shaping up as per the rankings of Ring Magazine. And you will see that list on your screens. We have names like, well, of course, at the top of the list is Julio Cesar Martinez, and then Yunto Nakatani, Sonny Edwards, Artem Dalakian, Moruti Amplane, Ricardo Sandoval, Christopher Rosales, and at number 8 at the moment is Mac Williams Arroyo. But I just want to ask you, Ryan, as far as there's an entry here called named Weeks on the List, and it staggers me that Amplane has been on the list for 220 weeks.
Yeah, because you got to remember, he has been going back, because he had a lot of problems managerially, but he's been a top flyweight since his 2008 fight with Nonito Donaire. Like, he gave Donaire a real scare in that fight. That was a very tough time, because if not for Matalani getting cut, that could have been a very long 12 rounds for Nonito. So I think Matalani has a real argument of being the greatest boxer ever from South Africa. I think the problem with him was that he didn't get the exposure he deserved, but he was a champion. He was champion multiple times, up until Sonny Edwards outboxed him later on. Earlier this year, no one had really challenged Matalani, so he never became the star that his talent may have suggested he could become. But people in the know really respected Matalani.
Alam nyo mga kaibigan, kung makikita nyo on this list, the top 4 all have belts, while the lower 4 do not as of the moment. Am I right, Ryan?
Yes. And it just shows this is a division really in flux. One of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this, because Jimmo Magrama, who is fighting this week for the OPBF flyweight title, he could get back in the mix here and fight one of these champions as a result. And what we see right now is there isn't really a focal point of the division. You have 4 different champions who. You have Martinez, who's fighting in the U.S., as part of the zone. Sonny Edwards, who's in the U.K. Artem Dalakian. Hopefully one day he'll start fighting more frequently. He's been kind of inactive and under the radar since he beat Brian Valoria to become the WBA title holder. And then you have Nakatani, who's fighting in Japan. So, it's almost like we have 4 different leagues here. So it would be really interesting to see who kind of comes to the fore and makes his mark as, look, I'm the dominant champion.
Mm-hmm. Will we be seeing a lineal champion anytime soon? I mean, will they start matching up against each other? I'm talking about the top 4 to be able to create or to have a lineal champion. Do you think there's a prospect that will happen before, or maybe late this year, or maybe early next year? Will that happen?
Then the lighter weights, this is the problem, is because like a lot of the champions at those lighter weights, they are kind of like regional draws. Like you're not going to see like how we had Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. These were 2 guys that came together. They had names, and it didn't matter where you put the fight. You could have put the fight in Iceland and you would have drew money there. When it comes to like Martinez has not really. He's rated number 1 by the Ring, but he hasn't really established himself as a star. He's still fighting on undercards. He's he really kind of emerged out of nowhere when he had that great performance against Charlie Edwards. That it was called a no contest, because I thought that should have been a knockout. He hit him with a body shot when he was already on the floor, and Martinez was just destroying Edwards. Was the guy who convinced Edwards that it was time to move on and leave that division. But Nakatani, I think, is a very tough fight for anybody in that division. A lot of people in the Philippines may know him because he had knocked out Milan Malindo. Sonny Edwards, he had the delayed fight against Jason Mama. That's a mandatory challenge. A Filipino is going to be fighting in the UK when Edwards recovers from his injury. So all these fighters have some. They have all their different styles. I would love to see almost like a Final Four. Have like a tournament and establish some supremacy there, because this is a division that can make for a lot of good fights. If they could do like a Super Six style type of tournament, I think that would be great, because it's great for boxing when we know who the best fighter is. I wouldn't imagine seeing any unifications in the next 12 to 18 months at 112, unfortunately.
And we will be keeping an eye out for the newer developments as far as the flyweight division in succeeding episodes of the program.